Hello everyone, welcome to our subject Computer Organization and Architecture. In the previous topic we have seen about arithmetic operations like addition and multiplications. So in multiplications we have seen for positive numbers only, is it not? And we have also seen some of the drawbacks in the previous method when we carry out multiplication of positive numbers. And also I said that could be overcome in different techniques. And today we are going to see multiplication of signed numbers. Okay, so and in the next class we will be going to see how to improve the performance of multiplications. Okay, so today we are going to see multiplication is carrying out by signed numbers. Signed means both positive and negative, whereas in the previous session we have seen about positive numbers only. Okay, so here in today's topic we'll be using one algorithm called as Booth's algorithm that will help us to carry out the multiplication of signed numbers. Okay, so I repeat, signed numbers means both positive and negative. So before going into today's topic, you need to know the knowledge on binary to decimal number conversion and vice versa. Okay, so I think we have already discussed it. Even then also I am repeating it in today's session because without the knowledge on binary to decimal conversion and vice versa, it's difficult to carry out the multiplication operation, and to also it's difficult to follow along with me. Okay, so for that purpose I am having a quick recap on decimal to binary and binary to decimal number conversion. Okay, take an example of decimal number 112. Okay, so how to convert this number 112? So 112 is nothing but I think we will be knowing it's a positive number. Okay, no need to prefix by plus, is it not? Even if we put prefix or prefix plus also, it's of no issues. So simply 112 is nothing but it's a positive number. Okay. So how to convert decimal number to binary is, so given take the given decimal number and divide the number by 2. Okay, since binary is of 2 digit, we need to divide the given decimal number by 2 and have to write out the remainder separately. Okay, so here is an example. 112 divided by 2 is the quotient 56, remainder 0. Then again we need to divide that quotient repeatedly until we get remainder 1 or 0. Okay. 56 divided by 2 is 28, remainder 0. Likewise 28 divided by 2, remainder 0. Then 14, then 7. So 14 divided by 2, 7, remainder 0. Then if you divide 7 by 2, quotient is 3, remainder is 1. And 3 by 2 is quotient 1, remainder 1. Then 1. So 1 divided by 2, quotient 0 and remainder 1. Okay, so once if we are done with the division, we need to write the reminders from bottom to top. Okay, so bottom to top is 1 1 1 and 4 zeros. So that's the equivalent binary number for the decimal number 112. Okay, it's very simple method. And I will see the reverse. Okay, binary to decimal number. So for binary to decimal number, we need to multiply the binary numbers in terms of powers of 2. Okay, so 11140, this is 112. So how we need to start means, start from the least significant bit. Okay, this is the least significant bit that gets multiplied with 2 power 0, and that answer is added to the next number, the next number into 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, 2 power 4, 2 power 5, 2 power 6, likewise. Okay, so here is the step I have given. So 0, so 0 into 2 power 0, and the LSB second bit 0, 0 into 2 power 1, and again 0, 0 into 2 power 2, again 0 into 2 power 3, then there comes the 1. So 1 into 2 power 4, and 1 into 2 power 5, and 1 into 2 power 6, all have to be added together. Okay, so 1 into 2 power 6 is 64, then 2 power 5 is 32, 2 power 4 is 16, then remaining over 0, and we will get the answer as 112. So this is the way of binary to decimal number conversion. Okay. And one more thing, how to represent the negative number in decimal. Okay, I mean negative decimal number in binary. Okay, so in binary, if we represent both positive and negative number, means the MSB bit will indicate whether the number is positive or negative. So in signed, when we handle the numbers in signed number, signed in the sense both positive and negative. So for positive number, the MSB most significant bit of the binary number is 0, and for negative number, that MSB is 1. Okay, keep that in mind. And after that, if we have a binary number, this one, okay, 112. So previously we have written 11140. So if we want to represent explicitly by the signed number, means we have to prefix it by 0. This is the MSB bit. So this MSB is 0, it means the given number is positive. So this is the notation for a positive number in binary. So how to represent minus 112? Okay, so don't simply put 0 as 1 and write these numbers. Okay, that's quite wrong. There are few steps we need to carry out, since we have seen that also, how to convert a negative number in binary format. So to convert a negative decimal number into binary format, we need to take that take that positive binary number representation, and this is the positive binary number representation for 112. Take this number and make 1's complement of that number. 1's complement of that number is nothing but reversing 1's to 0's and 0's to 1. So that's the thing happening here. So 1 is replaced as 0, and 3 1's is replaced as 3 zeros, and 4 zeros are replaced as 4 1's. And 2's complement is nothing but adding 1 to that result. If we add 1 to this 1's complement, we will get this as an answer, and that is nothing but the negative representation of this number. Okay, so with this little introduction on number system of decimal and binary, we will move into today's topic, signed multiplication. Signed, as I keep on repeating, signed means both positive and negative number. So in this example, we are going to multiply minus 13 into 11. Okay, so I think you normally what we will do, so this is the normal just excluding this blue colored numbers. So normally we will do multiplication like this, is it not? So in the previous topic also we did similar kind of operations, and to carry out this operation we have seen the hardware implementation also. Okay, the full, each one bit will have the full adder, and we have seen about combinational logic circuit implementation, and mixed version of combinational and sequential versions of carrying out these operations, is it not? So here we need to represent minus 13. So for that we need to know the binary number for 13. So binary number for 13 is 1101. Okay, so here the product will be of 2 times of the input. Okay, so if the input is of an n digit, means the product will be 2n. Okay, so here we are considering 5 digit, and the output will be in terms of 10 digit. Okay, so here what we are doing is for the result is 10 digit representation, is it not? So we are considering 13 in this example it's given as 5 digits, and here the partial product we are considering the whole 10 digit number. Okay, let us first convert the given number 13 into minus 13. Okay, so 13 is nothing but when we represent it in 10 digit number, so this is the binary representation of 13. Okay, so here minus 13 is nothing but take this numbers 1's complement and add 1. Okay, so here 1 0 0 1 1, so here it is represented by means of 5 digit number. Okay, so just by neglecting this, let me take my pen. Okay, so just by neglecting these 5 digits, so only this 5 digit we have represented in minus 13. Okay, so take 0 1 1 0 1, take 2's complement of that number, that is equivalent to 10011. Okay, and this is plus 11. Okay, then in the partial product what we are doing is we are see here, so 1, is it not? So multiply, we are multiplying it. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 steps are there, 1 2 3 4 5, because multiplier is a 5 digit. So this one minus 13 is the multiplicand and plus 11 is the multiplier. So multiplier is a 5 digit number. So we'll have 5 shifted stages will be having it when we do multiplication. 1, so 1 means we'll be repeating all these multiplicand. Okay, so 1 1 0 0 1. Here in signed multiplication what we are doing is, apart from this representation we are extending it to the 10 digit number. Okay, so 10 partial product we are considering for the whole 10 digit number. Since the final product is of 2n, if input is n, we are representing the partial product in 2n bit itself. Okay, so that's what we have these remaining 5 ones. How we got 5 ones? So just convert this into minus 13, you will get this answer. Okay, then next multiplier 1 bit, so we are repeating the same one, and 0 means everything is 0, 1 means we are repeating the minus 13 in this 10 bit representation by shifting each and every stages, and finally adding it. Okay, so we need to add everything. Just you add it by yourself, you will get this answer. Okay, so this is nothing but minus 143. Okay, so this representation, the partial product is represented in terms of 2n bits. Okay, the sign extension is shown in blue color. Okay, so this indicates the negative number. Okay, so minus 43, so minus 143, sorry, this is minus 143 is nothing but this one. So do you have any idea how to recheck that minus 143 is this answer? So for that, if you convert this, you take this number and make 2's complement of this number, that will be plus 143. Okay, so 2's complement of minus 143 is plus 43, this one, and you could recheck whether this is 143 or not, like doing the multiplication. Okay, 1 into 2 power 0, 1 plus 1 into 2 power 2 plus 1 into 2 power 3 plus these are zeros. Okay, so 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 into 2 power 6. Okay, so if you add all those things you will get it as 143. You could recheck it. Okay, normal multiplication we'll see. So how normal multiplication takes how many stages, and when we go for another category. Okay, so consider this one, the multiplier is of positive number. So why it is positive? Because its MSB bit is of 0. Okay, so blindly we could say if the MSB bit is 0 for any binary numbers, for any binary number, then it is said to be a positive. So how many, so here there is one question, how many appropriately shifted versions of the multiplicand are added in the standard normal procedure? So this is the standard normal procedure we will do for multiplication. So so just right now just you ignore these plus 1 and do the normal multiplication. What's happening? So 0 means all zeros, and shift the multiplicand 1 bit position, and 1. So 1 means you have to shift the multiplicand and repeat the multiplicand here. Likewise it goes on. Okay, so here what's the question? How many appropriately shifted versions of the multiplicands are added? Okay, so this is the multiplicand. So shifted multiplicands 1 2 3, let me convert it into pencil. Okay, this is 1 shifted multiplicand, 1 2 3 4, is it not? So why 4? Because in the multiplier we have 4 consecutive ones. Okay, so it depends the number of stages, I mean the shifted version of multiplicand depends on the number of ones present in the multiplier. So 4 ones are there, so 4 shifted versions, and these are shifted versions of zeros. Okay, so this is the normal procedure we used to carry out for multiplication. And so regarding this plus I will explain in the next slide. Okay, so this is the normal multiplication which we are cleared in this stage, and let's go and see the alternate version. Okay, so here the answer is 4. How many shifted versions? 1 2 3 4. Okay, and we'll see the other way of multiplication so as to reduce the number of shifted versions of multiplicand. Okay, so here we have seen in the previous example the multiplier is this one. Okay, this is nothing but a number 30. Okay, so if you do the decimal conversion you will get this number as 30. So 30 is rewritten like this. So this is nothing but 32 minus 2. 32 minus 2 is what, 30. So usually what we will do for normal multiplication, so we will follow this procedure. Okay, so when I multiply something like 11 into 13, instead of going for normal multiplication, I'll calculate in different way. Okay, so to multiply 11 into 13, what I usually do is, so 11 into 10 is quickly I can get the answer as 110. Then remaining 3 numbers I need to multiply with 11. That is 3 into 11 is 33. Then previously I got the answer 11 into 10 as 110. 110 plus 33 is 143. Quickly I will get it. So this is my way of calculation to get the answer quickly. Okay, so the same concept is applied here in this multiplication of signed numbers. Okay, so 30, this is 30. 30 is nothing but 32 minus 2. Okay, so here how many ones are there into in this number? One, only 1 into, and here in 32 only 1. So what's the logic behind this? It's enough to have only one shifted, one time multiplicand is shifted. So here also the one time shifted multiplicand is used, so the number of operation is reduced. Okay, see here, so that's what here it is given as plus 1. Plus 1 means take that given numbers positive number, here minus, so minus 1 here indicates the negative number. Okay, so minus, we are subtracting it. Okay, see here, I'll explain it again. So 0. Okay, so 10 digit number, we are, how many digits? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 7 means 14. Okay, product will be in 2n. So 14 partial, the partial product will be in 14 bit. Okay, so initially 0, no worry. And the second one is minus 1. So here what we are doing, minus 1 in the sense 2's complement of the multiplicand we are taking it. Okay, so multiplicand, what's that multiplicand? This is the multiplicand. You take the 2's complement of the multiplicand. Okay, that is the that is equivalent of negative number. Okay, so this is the 2's complement of multiplicand, because we are going to subtract here minus 1. Why minus 1 here it comes means, so we are subtracting 32 minus 30, and in that only 2 multiplicands, 2 times the multiplicand is involved. So here in the first time, so we are taking the 2's complement of the multiplicand and followed by 3 shifted zeros, 1 2 3, and followed by 1 time plus 1. Plus 1 means the multiplicand as it is the positive number we are taking it. So totally we will be having, if we use this expression, what will happen? So generally the number of operations is reduced. Okay, so only 2 multiplicands we need to add it. Okay, remaining are shifted zeros. The calculation is quite simple when compared to this one. Okay, here 1 2 3 4 times multiplicands are shifted here, and here the same operation in different logic. So that's the logic behind the Booth's algorithm. I'll take you the concept in detail in the next slide. Okay, so don't worry. So in this slide what you need to infer is, so under some Booth's algorithm the number of operations gets reduced. Okay, so here only 2 times the multiplicand is repeated, and the final answer of this version of algorithm and the previous one both are same. Okay, so in between we can reduce the complexity of this of performing this calculation. So that's the logic behind Booth's algorithm. Okay, So how the Booth's algorithm works. Okay, so here we need to concentrate on the multiplier. So in the multiplier we need to consider starting from LSB. LSB means least significant bit. Okay, if the multiplier's least two significant bit is 0 0 means, so what we will do, we will multiply the multiplicand with 0. Okay, so 0 into multiplicand is 0, and if we have if the multiplier is of 0 1 combination, we will do multiplicand. Okay, so we will do positive multiplicand. Okay, in the intermediate partial product. Okay, so 1 0 combination means we will do 2's complement of the multiplicand, and 1 1 means just we will be shifting it. No multiplicand no multiplicand is shifted, no multiplicand is added here. Okay, so take an example, consider this as an multiplier. So this much bits are there, multiplier. So we need to recode it using the Booth's concept. Booth's concept works under this logic based on comparing the based on comparing the two bits of multiplier starting from LSB. Okay, why this logic? So mainly to reduce the number of operations. Okay, so here how many ones are there in this multiplier? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 multipliers are there. It means when we do normal multiplication, we need 9 times shifted multiplicand to be added in the partial product. Okay, so here we will be considering it. So in the multiplier, while implementing the Booth's algorithm, we will be adding one more extra 0 at the last bit to start. Okay, so initially assume here there is one more bit 0, so that 0 is compared with 0 0 0 means what we are doing, just nothing, no operation. Okay, just shifting alone happening, so that's what 0. Then you compare the remaining starting from LSB, you compare two bits, so 0 0 0, then this 2 bits you are comparing it. Okay, so 1 0. So 1 0 means what? Just 2's complement of multiplicand, you will be adding it into the partial product. So that's what -1 is represented here. Then this 1 1 1 1 means no operation, just shifting, so 0, and 0 0 1. So 0 1 is here nothing but adding the shifting the multiplicand in the partial product. Okay, so 0 1 means +1, and 1 0 means -1 again here, and 0 1 0 1 is here +1, and this 1 0 1 0 means -1, 1 1 means 0 here. This 1 1 is also excuse me, I think I came out from presentation. Okay, I'll repeat from here. Okay, 1 1 means just 0, 0 1 means +1, 0 0 means just 0, 1 0 means -1, and 1 1 means 0, 0 1 is +1, 1 0 is -1, 0 1 is +1, then 0 0 combination is 0. Okay, so here how many ones are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, whereas here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so the given multiplier has a 9 ones, but when we recode it, here comes the 10 ones. Sometimes it will happen based on the multiplier values. Okay, there are different cases. In the next slide we are discussing it. Okay, so here Booth's algorithm will work quickly when the multiplier has of consecutive ones and zeros. Okay, so see here this good multiplier. Okay, so based on the multiplier value also, the algorithm will work quickly, or it will take some more time. So good multiplier it is given here. So why it is good multiplier? Because it has 4 zeros followed by 5 ones followed by 4 zeros followed by 3 1. So when we recode it into Booth's concept, only 1 2 3 4 4 operations are required. Okay, so the number of operations is reduced when we have a multiplier of consecutive zeros and ones. Okay, worst case is nothing but when we have alternate ones and zeros over here, so it will take the entire multiplicand to be either shifted with a positive or negative multiplicand. Okay, so the worst case multiplier is nothing but in Booth's algorithm is alternative ones and zero combinations. So and this is the medium one. Okay, the Booth's algorithm will work very fine when the multiplier is of consecutive zeros and ones. Okay, that the best case is long strings of ones. Long strings of ones means consecutive continuous ones. Okay, so here in this example 1 2 3 4 5 ones are continuously given here in the multiplier. Okay, so you can skip over ones. It means 1 1 1 when we have the multiplier bit as 1 1, we could skip it, no need of adding the multiplicand. 1 1 combination or 0 0 combinations, as we have seen here, 0 0 or 1 1. So we are doing nothing, just shifting alone. And here 0 1 and 1 0 combinations only, we will be either adding the multiplicand positive or negative number. Okay, so with this little knowledge, I will take you to one example that makes you completely clear on about Booth's algorithm. Okay, so before taking to the example, let's have a flow chart on this algorithm, Booth's algorithm. Okay, initially we have the register A and Q minus 1. So extra flip flop we are having it initially. Okay, for taking 2 bits of multiplier. Okay, so here the register M represents the multiplicand and register Q represents the multiplier, and count it represents the number of bits in the multiplier. Okay, so the number of bits in the multiplier says about the number of partial products, so number of in between stages, is it not? And what you are doing, so in Q register we are having the multiplier, so Q naught is nothing but the LSB of LSB. Okay, least significant bit of the multiplier, along with the one more initial value in this flip flop 0 generally. Okay, so that two gets compared and that two value is compared over here. If it is 1 0 means add the multiplicand, if it is sorry, if 0 1 means add the multiplicand with this A register, and 1 0 means subtract the multiplicand with this A register. And whereas in this combinations, if Q naught Q minus 1 is 1 1 or 0 0, just will be doing shifting. Okay, arithmetic shift, will be just shifting these registers A Q Q minus 1 and reducing the count. Okay, so when the count reaches 0, that's the end of the operation. Okay, so with those one example, everything will make you clearly. Okay, let's have an example. M is a multiplicand represented in negative number. Okay, so minus 5 is nothing but, so 1 0 1 1. Okay, you just here. Okay, so here the M dash plus 1, so that's nothing but 2's complement of the multiplier is plus 5. This is plus 5. Okay, so if you convert this into 2's complement, you will get this minus 5. And similarly the multiplier is nothing but minus 7. So minus 7 is represented in this number 1 0 0 1. Okay, you take plus 7 and convert it into decimal number, and that decimal number you make it as 2's complement, you will get this one for minus 7. Okay, 1 0 0 1. So we are doing multiplication of minus 5 into minus 7. So what's the answer? Minus 5 into minus 7, yeah, 35. So we need to achieve it. Okay, so these are the steps followed for Booth's algorithm. So what's that? We are mentioning it in the labels operation. What's that operation? And previously in the flow chart, it's given as A register. No, that's nothing but accumulator, and Q register. In Q register, please keep in mind, in Q register you will be having the multiplier or multiplicand. Yeah, you are right, it's a multiplier. Okay, and one more flip flop Q minus 1 for initial operation of for carrying out the multiplier in terms of 2 bits. Okay, initially it is assigned as 0 and count is 4. Why 4? Because the multiplier is only 4 digit. Okay, So here 4. Okay, this is the initial configuration. Okay, and now the very first step is coming out here. Okay, what's the very first step? We need to compare q naught and q minus 1. Okay, so q naught is 1 and q minus 1. What's that value? 1 0. 1 0 means whether we need to add the multiplicand or subtract the multiplicand. 1 0, yes, you need to subtract the multiplicand. Okay, so that's nothing but plus 5, is it not? So 1 0 means 2's complement of the multiplicand. Okay, 2's complement of minus 5 is plus 5, that is 0 1 0 1 in 4-bit representation. Okay, that's what it is given here. That gets added to the accumulator. Already accumulator is of all zeros, so all zeros plus 0 1 0 1 is again 0 1 0 1, followed by you are repeating the same values. And what we are doing, the next step is shifting arithmetic. ASHR is nothing but arithmetic shift right. Okay, arithmetic shift right means, so you will be while shifting you will be keeping this value as it is, and from next value onwards you will be shifting like this. Okay, so this 0 1 is replaced here as in the second bit of MSB, and this one is shifted in this position, this 0 shifted here, this one is shifted, and this one, these two zeros are shifted here, and this one is shifted here, and this is gone off. Okay, one stage is over. Now the count is 3. Okay, so we need to repeat till it is 0. Okay, now we need to compare again this q naught and q1, q minus 1. So this is q naught, this is q1, q2 and q3. Okay, so now when we compare 0 and 1, 0 1, so 0 1 means what? Add the multiplicand. So multiplicand is what? Minus 5. Okay, so accumulator value, AC value, and multiplicand is added. Okay, 1011 is added to 0011. Okay, I'll take you here. Current value of accumulator is 0010, and the multiplicand is 1011. Okay, if we add, what will happen? 1 0 1 1. Okay, so that's the number, it is represented 1101, and write the remaining q register value and one q minus 1 value as it is. And after each and every operation the Booth's algorithm will go for arithmetic shift right. Okay, so keep the MSB value over here, and starting from MSB, so you shift. Okay, so this one is shifted here, this one is shifted, 0 is shifted here, the 1 is shifted here, likewise this 2 1 is shifted here, this 0 is shifted to right side, and this is shifted, and this value is removed from this q minus 1 register. Okay, flip-flop, and now the count is decremented to 2. And now compare this operation. Okay, compare q naught and q minus 1. So that's 0 0. 0 means 0 0, or 1 1 means nothing, no multiplicand is added or subtracted, just arithmetic shift right. So repeat shifting it. Okay, so the 1 is preserved here, and this one is moved here, and these two ones are moved here, 0 is moved here, and this 3 ones is moved here, this 0 is moved here, and this one is removed. Decrement the count. And now compare q naught and q minus 1. 1 0. 1 0 means we need to subtract the multiplicand. Subtract the multiplicand in the sense adding the 2's complement of multiplicand. So 2's complement is equivalent to the subtraction. Okay, the accumulator value is currently 4 ones, and we need to add m dash plus 1. So that's nothing but 2's complement of multiplicand is what? 5. Okay, 0 1 0 1. So if we add both, what we will get? 1 plus 1 is 1 0, value 0, carry 1, 1 plus 1 0, remainder carry 1, 3 ones is nothing but 1 1, so we are writing 1 here, and remainder, I mean carry 1, 1 1 0. Okay, that carry goes off. Okay, because AC will be of 4 bit, I think 1 2 3 4 5, yeah, so 4 bit register. So we are adding just the carry goes off, and here 1 0 1 1 remains in the accumulator register. And what After that, let me check 0 0 1 and one second, accumulator register. Okay. Yeah, so after that shifting is one step is missing here, so here we need to have this step is missed here. Here I need to write is 1 0 0 0 and 0 1. I am writing the Q register value as it is. Okay, and Q minus 1 is 0. Okay, so after this we will have this step. Okay, so AC plus M dash plus M is this one, and here this I need to mark it as arithmetic shift right. Okay, this I need to move upward, and here I need to have the operation. Please correct it yourself. So just now I realized that I have missed here arithmetic shift right. After each and every addition or subtraction of multiplication, we need to go for arithmetic shift right. Arithmetic shift right is this one. So I am keeping the MSB bit as it is and shifting here. This 0 shifted here, 1 shifted here, this 0 shifted here, and this 0 goes here. This one shifted here, this one, and this one shifted here, and decrementing the count value. Now it is 0. So 0 means stop it, and the final output you will get it from the accumulator and Q register. So in accumulator we have 0 0 1 0, and in Q register 0 0 1 1. Okay, this is equal to 35. You please check this whether this number is 35 or not. Okay, so you do this binary to decimal conversion and ensure the answer is right. Okay, this is how the Booth's algorithm works, and it carries out both positive and negative numbers. So in this example we have seen for both multiplicand and multiplier is of negative number, and outcome will be we got it as positive number. So the same thing you repeat it. I'll give you one question. So take multiplicand as 10 and multiplier as I'll just practice it. Okay, this is for your practice purpose. So the same steps you follow it, and you have to get the answer. Okay, Q as multiplier as minus 6. Okay, you practice it by yourself. Okay, so for this numbers multiplicand is positive 10, multiplier is of minus 6. Okay, so you have to get the answer in negative minus 1 minus 60. Okay, just practice it yourself. Okay, that's it about today's class, and in next class we will see about fast multiplication. Okay, so based on the things we have discussed, I have given only one assessment. I think the thing is multiplicand is given, multiplier is given. The question is how many addition subtractions are carried out in these two numbers. So it means you need to look out the multiplier. Okay, so based on the multiplier combination, so here you introduce one more 0. So here initially 1 0. 1 0 means one subtraction, then 0 1 means one addition, 1 0 means one more subtraction, 1 1 means no operation, no addition or subtraction. This 1 1 means no addition or subtraction. Likewise you could you do the calculation for the entire multiplier given in this example and come up with this one of the answer. So how many additions and subtractions you have performed. Okay, so with this our topic is over. I'll meet you in the next session. Till then, thank you all.